G'day guys, how you going? Welcome back to my channel. I'm new to all this. I've only posted a couple of videos in the past. At the moment I'm down my shed and I'm working on my Polaris. It's been killing a lot of batteries lately, and to be honest I'm sick of replacing them, going out for a ride once or twice in a month or whatnot, go fishing, and then put the bike back in the shed, go to start it next time and the battery's dead. So I've kind of come up with a second solution. I'm going to remove the original Polaris battery because I think they're underrated for what the bike is, and I'm going to go ahead and install a car battery and hook it up to solar as well, so therefore it will never go flat. Spin the camera around. Alright, so here's my Polaris anyway. So I've basically got it pulled apart. I've already removed my battery, which was down in here. That's out. I've just pretty much made up some new battery cable, which is a lot longer than what was on there and also a bit thicker as well. Crimped it all together. Now I have had the bike already started to make sure it was going to work off the original power and positive circuit, so I went to the battery, or the original battery in the bike, and it fired up first crack anyway with the car battery that I've got sitting here. So the ultimate plan was I was going to get a battery box with all the 12 volt outlets and that, and stick it up in this side of my tray on the Polaris. But since then I've changed my mind, and after watching a few more videos on YouTube, a guy had come up with the idea to actually mount it down here off of these two brackets. Now the battery I've got is a bit bigger than what he was using in his video, so it actually sticks a bit closer to my muffler and out a bit further on this side of the rear support there. So I'm going to have to try and figure out a way on how to make up a bracket system to hold the box and actually get it mounted up under here, and then obviously run my wiring back up through the bottom of the tray up here and then back down to where the original battery wiring is. And then I've also got some 30 by 30 steel tube here, 1.6 mil thick. It's actually galv, 8 meter length. So with that I'm actually going to make a frame to come off the back of the bike, so the 30 by 30 will actually slip over these two supports here, and then I'll then bolt them through, and I'm going to build it out past my tray and then build a frame up and over my frame, so I can then get a Polaris bag or a duty bag, whatever they're called, storage for the top. Can still get my esky down the bottom, and then obviously my dog will jump up the front. I've got a few bits and pieces to install. I've still got to put a GPS on here yet, and a handheld radio. I've got my lighted whip antenna here, LED, for the sand flag. This mess here is actually for my truck out there, so I'm still in the middle of trying to work out some 12 volt stuff for that. So yeah, kind of new to doing my own wiring, but that's kind of where I am at the moment with the Polaris. Once I start drawing up some plans, I've still got to go out and get another terminal for this, because I actually bought two positive terminals and not a negative and a positive, so I couldn't get the negative around the terminal. Once I go to the shop shortly, I'll grab that and then come back, and then I will obviously run the wiring where it needs to go and start taking some measurements off the battery and the back of the bike, and then hopefully start cutting up some flat bar and some square tubing, and try and make a support to come down there, or a battery support. That way it'll keep it out of the way. Not too sure how it's going to go down there. I'm having doubts, as I do go through a fair bit of water sometimes and mud, but so I don't really want the connections getting waterlogged all the time. So at the moment down there is where I want to put it. It's out the way, it's not taking any room up in the tray or on top of the bike, as it's a big battery. But again, also I am concerned if I go through water or anything like that, that the battery is going to be prone to the corrosion and all that sort of stuff. So again, once I've got some other bits and pieces and I start taking measurements, I guess I'll then decide on whether or not I'm going to definitely mount it down here permanently, or whether or not I should mount it up in the tray. Thanks for watching. Leave any comments, click the like or subscribe to my channel. I know there's not much on there yet, but if you guys subscribe and keep an eye on here and hit the bell, there'll be plenty more content coming up soon once the bike's back in motion. I'm always out in my truck going off-roading, so I'm trying to get into getting some more videos with that, getting some content done, and all my fishing, and also on my boat. So stick with me, guys. There will be some good content coming. I do apologise, I'm a bit all over the place at the moment. Thanks for watching, and yeah, catch us after.